Here are the 5 things I really love about French style. I'm someone who's spent a fair amount of time in France. I have family friends who are French, and I've just thought about it a lot. So let's get into it. Number 1, I made a list. Number 1 is that French women are really great at embracing their natural beauty. And it's not about, like, I feel like in the US, and especially with the Instagram era, there's this thing of like, your face should look a certain way. You should have a small nose with no bump. Like, that's why plastic surgery is such a big thing, because people are trying to fit into a mold of this is what you should look like. This is what beauty looks like. That's not true. That's actually not true. And French women are really great at like saying like, let me embrace my quirks. Let me embrace what I actually look like. Sorry, let me just readjust you guys. Let me embrace what I actually look like and lean into my natural beauty. That's gorgeous. And like own my quote unquote imperfections. So if I have like, you know, a weird mole or like a scar or whatever. So I also really like the way French women do makeup. Minimal, natural foundation. When they do use makeup, it's like very much to enhance. So like wispy mascara, you know, foundation that doesn't like cover the face as much as like kind of like even out the skin tone a bit. It's more of a healthy, beautiful woman aesthetic. And I feel like also with French women, the lips are a very central element of the makeup look. So like no makeup, but red lips or something like that. And I personally just really like when like the lips are enhanced and the rest is very, very natural. Also, I like the nail polish colors that French women often go for. You know, bright red, pale pink, or like nudie colors, clear, and burgundy, like what I have on my nails right now. I actually got the inspo from this like French actress. I'll post photos here. Number 2, in terms of wardrobe, they invest in pieces and they're like building their wardrobe over the course of their life. I really saw this when I went to France for the first time. I became friends with this girl who I met in Barcelona at like a Spanish language school, and she and I became friends. And I then, like after the program was over, it was like over the summer, I went to her family home. I think we were both like 16 at the time. And I went in, and she like grew up in this beautiful home in Nantes. It had like a wall around it, and it was just like very regal. And I went into her room, and there was this like beautiful chandelier, and there was a wardrobe in the corner of the room. And I was like, oh my God, can I look inside? And I opened it and was just like, this is my dream come true. It was like, you know, like underwear folded and like bras like beautifully like laid out. And it was like, there was not a lot of clothing, but everything was so high quality. Every piece of underwear was like lacy and beautiful and clearly very high quality. And you know, like her t-shirts were like hung up on hangers. I do that now, and which you'd know if you watch any of my videos. Jesus, whoops. And I was just like totally in love with her wardrobe. And that moment was honestly like a key moment in my life. It was like a formative moment in my life where I was like, this is the way I want to live, with like simplicity and elegance and like deliberateness. And yeah, I just really loved it. So, okay, so more about that. Like, let me tell you a story, for example. I noticed that this summer I have one pair of sunglasses. I didn't wear my sunglasses. I wore them to the beach every time I went to the beach, maybe like 5-6 times in total this summer. And I was kind of like, this is really weird. Like, why was I not wearing my sunglasses? Do I no longer vibe with these sunglasses? So I put them on. This happened like right before I filmed this video. I put them on and I was like, I'm fucking in love with these sunglasses. These sunglasses are so me. They're like, there's no notes, nothing I would change about these sunglasses. And I realized I made the right decision when I bought these sunglasses 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And these have been my only sunglasses the entire 3 years. And it's because I chose the exact pair I wanted. I didn't go cheap. These are the Celine Triomphe sunglasses. I didn't go cheap. I bought the exact pair I wanted, and I don't have any others because, like, why would I need any others? I've even worn these on, like, kayaking excursions. Do you know what I mean? Like, why not wear your beautiful things all the time? So, French women really know your wardrobe is something that you are going to build over the course of your life. I think I'm going to be wearing these in 10 years from now. It's possible. Do you know what I mean? So don't rush. Like, this year, you do not have to have your dream wardrobe. And frankly, you're not going to. Oh my God, this lip liner. Look at this. Look at this. This lip liner is at its end. I have to go buy another one. It's Chanel Le Brun. It's like brown color. You're not going to have your dream wardrobe this winter probably. Why? Because your dream wardrobe is going to be built over decades, and it's included in it are going to be pieces that you pick up on your travels to Morocco or to Paris or to Iceland. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to evolve as a person and grow. And as you do that, pieces will find you. They just will. So there's no rush to build your wardrobe. And like I saw as well with Elisa's mom, I went into her wardrobe and I was like, it was gorgeous. Every t-shirt was picked with care. Like, every piece was expensive and high quality and well thought out. And there was an abundance of colors and textures, but it was not excessive. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wrote, you want your wardrobe to encapsulate lots of aspects of you, and you haven't even discovered all the aspects of you yet. You know what I mean? So just take it easy with your wardrobe. You don't have to go to Zara and buy 10 pieces because, like, those 10 pieces will mark in time the moment you're in right now. And you don't need like a third of your wardrobe to mark the moment you're in right now. Do you know what I mean? So if you need 10 pieces, go buy them. But like, otherwise, just take it easy, babe. Take it easy. Okay, also, Cartier Trinity ring. I just bought this ring. I did an unboxing in my previous video. It's perfect. Look at the box it came in. This is not something that you don't need to go to Cartier and buy 5 things at once. If you want to do that, fine. If you have the money to do that, fine. But like, it's okay to like plan ahead and like let special things like buying a ring from Cartier be special and planned for and like marked by significant moments in your life. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have a huge jewelry collection filled with millions of things. If that's your style, if that's what you want, great. But like, you could also just buy high quality special pieces one by one and like take your time with it. Do you know what I mean? That makes it more valuable in a way. Like I actually saw this great video, this great TikTok by Kiki Astor, who's like, she's of the Astor family. And if you are, I'm from New York, like I know of the Astor family because the Astor family was like it was an old money family that built New York. Do you know what I mean? Astor Place is named after her family. Her family was, I think they were big philanthropists. They were significant. And she makes these videos about like old money style on TikTok. Something she says is old money people don't just like buy expensive things for the sake of just like whenever. It's often marked by like you know, like events, like a graduation, you'll get like a Cartier watch or something, or, you know, like a marriage or things like this. These are moments in which you invest. And I completely vibe with that. I was just like, that's so classy. Not that you can't buy things when you want to buy things. I bought this for myself because I said I would buy myself something, like a piece I wanted from Cartier, as a congratulations for getting signed to the social media influencer agency that I got signed to at the beginning of the year, and that I would save up the money I'd made as an influencer and buy myself a big gift. And I just didn't end up doing it because I like didn't enjoy being part of the influencer agency. Nothing wrong with the agency at all. I just felt like my uniqueness, I wanted to make money not by promoting other people's products, but by promoting mine and by talking about the stuff that I vibe with. Do you know what I mean? So, which is why I started my brand and started selling my pearl necklaces that I hand make here in New York City, and, you know, doing my healings, which I really believe in and which I believe help you enhance your personal beauty and authenticity. So, but point being, I made all this money and I just kind of like held on to it, and I didn't end up buying myself a gift. And then recently I was like, wow, I've done all this hard work. Let me get myself that gift that I wanted after all. And so I went to Cartier and I bought myself this Trinity ring. It does mean something to me. It means like my commitment to me and my work and like believing in myself and my career. So that's beautiful. That doesn't mean you can't go to Cartier and buy yourself a gift just for the sake of it. Do that if you want. But I also think it's beautiful to let special things be special. Okay, number 3. It's not about the dress, it's about the life you lead in the dress. That's a Diana Vreeling quote. But she was an editor of Vogue, and I think it just captures a French girl style kind of philosophy, which is about thriving in your life, and about like, it's not just about looking good. It's about like loving your life. It's about how you feel in the clothing that you're wearing. I saw this really good little clip of Violette FR. She's a French woman who is a French makeup brand, and she was saying like, you know, French people, it's not about like achievement or success, it's about happiness and personal fulfillment. And I see that in the way French women dress. Like, they dress for themselves. Like, they dress in a beautiful way because they take themselves seriously and because it feels good to them to go out into the world looking good. Whereas I feel like in other parts of the world, the culture is like, let me dress up so that I look good to other people. And that's not as elegant, I think, as being like, I take myself seriously, I love myself, I like looking good for me, and I like putting myself together for me, and I'm going to do it for myself first, and I'm going to dress in a way, wear clothing that I feel good in and that I feel comfortable in. And I mean comfortable not just from like a physical comfort perspective, but from a like, I feel proud of myself in this outfit. I feel good being perceived when I'm wearing this outfit. Like, I want to be out in the world wearing this outfit because I feel like it energetically like vibes with my energy. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not about the dress. It's about the life you lead in the dress. I think that's a very French girl style way of looking at fashion. Number 4, beauty equals health. Okay, yeah. So I think French women, the way they, obviously part of fashion is like your body. French women tend to be slender. And I think they achieve that like slender physique not by like hitting the gym 5 times a week. It's more from like a feminine place. And like I just like get it more now because I've been eating in a way that I like more recently. So I feel like French women really, it's like about like eating, like cooking yourself delicious meals, using like seasonal fruits and veggies, and like eating in like a very healthy way, taking the time to sit down and enjoy a meal, not eating processed foods, like going on walks. Something I really, really like about French girl style and like their approach to like fitness and health and the body is that they both, there's like a good balance of like, okay, like I've gained a little bit of weight. I'm heavier than I want to be. I don't like how I look when I'm like carrying too much extra weight. Why don't I like eat a little bit less? Why don't I take longer walks? Why don't I take the stairs? There's like a very like moderate, kind of like old world approach to being slender, being healthy, being fit, which honestly really reminds me of my dad's approach. My dad is older. He's in his late 70s. And he had me when he was in his 40s. And he is just like, the way he approaches weight loss is very much like, okay, like I'm a little bit heavier than I want to be. I love chocolate, but like I'm not gonna have chocolate right now because like TBH, I'm a little bit heavier than I want to be. So I'm just gonna forego chocolate for a good week or so. And then I can have it again when I'm like more the weight that I want to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's like, oh, like you guys take the elevator, I'll take the stairs. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. Like it's very moderate. It's very balanced. It's not like, let me hit the gym. I need to like, it's not a crazed masculine approach. It's more of like a, just like tweaks. And I feel like I see that in French women's approach to being slender, being thin. Yeah, they don't over-exercise. And also, I've noticed, one, there's not much emotional eating. You don't see a lot of like emotional eating in the culture in France. And two, there's also a, like when they go grocery shopping, they do like smaller little shops and more frequent. So like they do like, you know, they go shopping maybe like 2-3 times a week. And they go to the farmer's market and they buy things just for like the next day or the next 2 days, you know what I mean? Rather than like a big Costco haul. And I just find that like I like doing that more, partly because huge grocery shops like seriously fucking stress me out. And two, because I like just getting food for like, okay, like I'm gonna have this for lunch tomorrow and I'm gonna have this for dinner tonight, and like just doing like having fresh food constantly coming into the house rather than having like a lot of food that can last for a really long time with preservatives and yada yada. It's a very moderate approach to health. Okay, so that's number 4. Number 5 is less is more. And I think there's a lot of self-worth in this less is more kind of mentality. It's a lot of like, instead of buying objects in the way that you see in the US to prove something to other people, it's more like, I'm going to get what I need. And like, I've found that in order to look my best and feel my best, I don't need a lot of clothing, but I do need high quality items that really fit me well, you know, like, and I get, you know, I'm going to get a really high quality suit and get it tailored, and I can wear that multiple times a week. And like, for example, I sat next to, when I was on my way to Paris in December, I sat next to this French guy on the plane, and it was really clear to me that he was French. He just looked very French and spoke French, and he just like was like an archetype of a French guy. And we were sitting at like the back of the plane. We did not have fancy seats, and he had like a nice navy cashmere sweater on for the flight, and like well-fitted jeans and a Rolex, and his hair looked nice, and he just was put together. And I was just like, that is regal and elegant and like the way that I want to live my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I got myself a piece of jewelry. I got myself a piece of jewelry that I'd probably wear on and off for the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean? It's like investing in pieces, and you don't need a lot. You just need like the pieces that will help you go out into the world and present yourself in a way that you are proud of and makes you feel good being you. Yeah, I actually compared this, when I was writing this down, I compared this to eating, where when like, I feel like having a less is more attitude towards your wardrobe, the kind of attitude that French people have, it's like a not very gluttonous attitude. Like, it's a very balanced attitude. Like, when you think of like someone who is gluttonous and just like eats a lot and excessively, that's not like a thriving way of living, and that's not like a sustainable way of living. And I feel the same with clothing. You know, like, don't be gluttonous when it comes to clothing. Like, have what you need and what you use and what makes you feel good about yourself. And you don't need a lot of it. Just like have what you actually need. And all of those pieces can be like Chanel and fancy and beautiful and high quality if that's what you like. And if it's not what you like, if what you want is a bunch of like Hanes t-shirts, but you take care of them and you manage, like every time you get a stain on it, you get the stain out, that's great too. Like, it's about you being yourself in a way that makes you feel good in the world. So yeah, those are my the 5 things I like about French girl style. Let me know what you think. Do you think I should wear, I'm about to go out, do you think I should wear my little dainty pearl necklace? This is my brand's pearl necklace. I make them. They have little 14 karat gold fill clasps that are vintage inspired. Do you think I look better with or without the necklace with this outfit? I'm not sure. I feel like it looks equally good both ways. It's just like slightly different. And this is what I'm trying to create with my line, are pieces that you will be wearing for the rest of your life. Pieces that are classic and like elegant and beautiful and go with a lot of things, because I don't know, that's just what I vibe with, which is why I've always vibed with French girl style. I love you guys. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe here, because this is my favorite platform by far. Love you guys. Bye.